Good evening and welcome. My name is Bill Music, and I have the pleasure of serving as the interim CEO of Hospice East Bay. And it's a pleasure to welcome you and have you join us this evening. Hospice East Bay was founded in 1977 and is currently the only nonprofit hospice located in Contra Costa County. We serve both Contra Costa County as well as portions of Alameda and Solano counties. We provide hospice services each year to about 1,500 patients and families, and our community-based palliative care provides upstream support for people with chronic illness as that illness becomes more serious. It's thanks to donors like you at events like this Tree of Lights ceremony that we're able to offer a range of additional services that most hospices aren't able or willing to provide. Some of those programs include our music therapy program, where music is used as a therapeutic tool to reduce pain and anxiety and bring joy to patients and families. Also, our veteran-centered care program, where we help veterans and their families through their unique end-of-life care needs, and to make sure they're receiving the support and benefits that they deserve thanks to their service to our country. Our grief support services are offered in person and virtually, and we're proud that these services are available to anyone in our community, regardless of whether their family has had a member on services with us. You may know that we operate 6 thrift shops around the county. They play a vital role in supporting our programs, and we gratefully accept donations of gently used items. Tonight, we gather to honor and remember departed loved ones and people who are special in our lives. Many of us here tonight are still grieving the loss of a friend or loved one. Over time, we learn to be in the world without someone who was important to us. We learn to imagine a future where the impact of our loss is diminished, but never truly forgotten. We hope that this evening allows you to connect with others, to rebuild a new set of relationships while still remembering that special person or persons. If you have any questions about hospice, please talk to me or any of the HEB staff wearing one of these lanyards at the end of the ceremony, or look for us online at hospiceeastbay.org. I'd particularly like to thank a number of partners who have made tonight possible. The first category is our sustaining light partner, Rudney Associates. Guiding light partner, Barbara Russell. Shining light partners, Margaret King, Sue DiMaggio Adams, Edward English, and B. Hallenbeck. Our bright light donors, Sherry Ward, Barbara Russell, Richard Compton, Beverly Louie, Mark Adams, Sarah Sultan, Patricia Conklin, Fran Weintraub, Natalie Fairbanks, Nancy Ruther, Douglas Tordoff, Barbara Angius, Judith French, Eric Nyberg, Mr. Lee Morona, and Mrs. Sandra McCorduck Morona. And we offer special thanks to the Friends of Hospice Rossmoor, Betsy Little on harp, and Scott Rogers. Thanks for joining us this evening.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Can you hear me okay in the back? Okay, great. I'm Nicole Kinnear. I'm the Director of Retail Operations. This past year, we came face to face with a profound loss in our community. A loss that touched our very souls. Our cherished volunteer, Angie Dimitrovich. Each gleaming light adorning this tree serves as a radiant symbol of her enduring presence. Angie began volunteering with us in 2003, over 20 years ago, at our Walnut Creek thrift shop location after spending her life raising 3 beautiful children. Working for United Airlines, she always talked about that. She loved that. Wells Fargo, and co-owning the Lafayette Tennis Club with her late husband, Robert. In addition to her volunteer work with us, Angie enjoyed participating in many clubs and activities, including Mexican Train. That was a big hoot for her. She loved tennis and taking daily trips to the shop. Oftentimes I would see her more than half the staff. She was also blessed to have found love again later on in life with her partner, Dawn Little, whom she shared many wonderful trips. Angie's contributions to our organization were numerous, invaluable. She was a skilled ginger snap baker. Everybody looked forward to those on Monday morning. An expert in tagging, a meticulous clothes hanger with a great sense of style. She became a personal shopper for most of the staff and her friends at Rossmoor. And as a result, I too own too many shoes. Angie also had sewing abilities, and she also made gowns for our patients. They were beautifully done. She did that for a while with another volunteer here in Rossmoor. She also sewed quilts for many of us staff members. When babies would arrive or things would happen in the store, she would always make sure to take care of us. Sadly, Angie passed away on the 11th of March. And her loss has been deeply felt by all of us. While we mourn the loss of Angie, we also celebrate her life and her remarkable legacy. Her impact on our organization and our lives will never be forgotten. As we celebrate Angie's contributions today, I want to express my gratitude for her impact on the lives of so many of us. Thank you, Angie, for all that you've done for us. Your dedication and kindness will never be forgotten. Rest in peace, dear friend.
Good evening. My name is Joe Lumello. I'm the manager of grief services for Hospice East Bay. And I'm going to read actually a blog post attributed to someone by the name of G. Snow. And that's all we know about this individual. You have an excerpt, I can't say that word. You have a portion of the blog post on the inside cover of your program, but I'm going to read you something that's a little longer. All right, here goes. I'm old. What that means is that I've survived so far, and a lot of people I've known and loved did not. I've lost friends, best friends, acquaintances, coworkers, grandparents, mom, relatives, teachers, mentors, students, neighbors, and a host of other folk. I have no children, and I can't imagine the pain it must be to lose a child. But here are my 2 cents. I wish I could say that you get used to people dying. I never did. I don't want to. It tears a hole through me whenever somebody I love dies, no matter the circumstances. But I don't want it to not matter. I don't want it to be something that just passes. My scars are a testament to the love and the relationship that I had for and with that person. And if the scar is deep, so was the love. So be it. Scars are a testament to life. Scars are a testament that I can love deeply and live deeply and be cut or even gouged, and that I can heal and continue to live and continue to love. And the scar tissue is stronger than the original flesh ever was. Scars are a testament to life. Scars are only ugly to people who can't see. Now, as for grief, you'll find that it comes in waves. When the ship is first wrecked, you're drowning with wreckage all around you. Everything floating around you reminds you of the beauty and the magnificence of the ship that was and is no more. And all you can do is float. You find some piece of wreckage to hang on to for a while, maybe some physical thing, maybe it's a happy memory or a photograph, maybe it's a person who's also floating. For a while, all you can do is float. Stay alive. In the beginning, the waves are 100 feet tall, and they crash over you without mercy. They come 10 seconds apart and don't even give you time to catch your breath. All you can do is hang on and float. After a while, maybe weeks, maybe months, you'll find the waves are still 100 feet tall, but they come further apart. And when they come, they still crash over you and wipe you out. But in between, you can breathe, you can function. You never know what's going to trigger the grief. It might be a song, a picture, a street intersection, the smell of coffee. It can be just about anything, and the waves keep crashing. But in between the waves, there's life. Somewhere down the line, and it's different for everybody, you'll find that the waves are only 80 feet tall or 50 feet tall. And while they still come, they come further apart. You can see them coming, an anniversary, a birthday, or Christmas, or landing at O'Hare. You can see it coming for the most part and prepare yourself. And when it washes over you, you know that somehow you will, again, come out the other side, soaking wet, sputtering, still hanging on to some tiny piece of the wreckage, but you will come out. Take it from an old guy. The waves never stop coming, and somehow you really don't want them to. But you learn that you'll survive them, and other waves will come, and you'll survive them too. If you're lucky, you'll have lots of scars from lots of loves and lots of shipwrecks. Thank you.
Good evening. Can everybody hear me in the back? I have the honor tonight of reading the names of those that are special to all of you. Please know that I've read the list at least a couple of times, and I'm pretty good with phonics. But then again, proper names have nothing to do with phonics sometimes. So, should I mispronounce that name, please hear it with the love that it is said with, and remember it in a way that is best for you. Nikki Abdul Husseini, Calvin E. Adams, Patricia Jean Adams, Dushan Angius, Stephen Graves Angius, David Arizu, Vicky Vandalen, Aaron and Ann Bechtel, John Beery, Ann Biederman, Phyllis Birdsall, Mr. Biscuit, Joe Brillen, Kitty Brown, Honey Marcia Broxson, Robert Bobby Broxson, Monty Bryan, Michelle and Randy Buechner, Pearl and Harley Buechner, Patricia Burks, Robert Butkus, Betty and Mitch Campbell, Marty Castilla Clark, Coco, Sarah S. Colby, Bill Compton, William Compton, Vera Compton, David Conklin, Robert Cupp, Tony Daigle, Charles Taylor Decker, Kyle Christopher Dent, Henry Dixon, Joseph P. DiMaggio Jr., George Durner, Abe Doctolero, Bud Dolan, Marge Dolan, Maybelle Betty Dorr, Charles Dorman, Emmy Lou Dow, Ted Dow, Gloria Durst, Kathleen Diane Doria, Alice Edmonds, James Edmonds, Margaret W. English, Paul W. English, John Estes, Rosario Favero, Marie Favero, Josephine Favero, Walt Fletcher, Sandy Foreman, Janet Fredericks, Martin Gabriel, Elsa Gallinetti, Dennis Gallinetti, Aldo Gallinetti, Guido Gallinetti, Armando Gallinetti, Mary and Joseph Gallinetti, Jim Giffen, Jim Gillette, Chris Gibbons, Marty Anderson Kroll, Doris Graves, John J. Hallenbeck Jr., Phil Hansen, Dale J. Harrington, Ian Marie Harris, Kenneth Hensley, Ash Moore Hertzman, Lorraine Hess, Roger W. Hogue, MD, Gregory Danver Hurd, Susan Jang, Edward Frank Johnson, Lawrence E. Jones, Nora and Bernie Jones, Kenneth S. Jones, Jr., Gary Coleman, Ara Caprielian, Dennis King, Bob Koch, Robert G. Kraft Jr., Bob Reitz, Ed Lee, Kenneth Leeson, Robert Allen Long, Frank Louis, Carol Louis, Kay Lynch, John A. Marsla, Mel Franklin Macbeth, Pamela McCorduck, Hilda McCorduck, and Scylla Mackenzie, Michael McParlin, Doug Mercier, Helen and Cecil Miller, Michael Mimiaga, Robert Mimiaga, Kathy Nelson Gable Neves. Stephen C. Neiman. Alberta Nyberg. James H. O'Drain. Bob and Suze Oliver. Edmund Lawrence Patry. Greg Persall. Allison Panisi. Jim Perry. Anita Perry. Lee Pizzola. Cynthia Lorraine Pollock. Bill Pugh. Earl Reeve. James Reener. Richard A. Ruther. Howard Ryder. Cynthia Robertson. William T. Rogers. Linda Rondeau. Thomas Rush. Hal Rutledge. John Robert Russell. Alan Sandberg. George Scaglia. Loretta Seto. Thomas Seto. Lindsay Shank. Al Simonson. Feng Chi Hua Sin. James Skirrett. David Skirrett. Joseph Sultan. Josephine Sultan. Tom Spear. Brooke Stacy. Richard Symes. Rita Therese. Ken Thomas. Sorrel Thompson. Bob Tillotson. Dale Tobias. Olga and Joe Tomasello. Peter Uniacki. Bonnie Lawson. Sue Carney Way. James Weinman. Dr. Ronald A. Weintraub. William Weir. Toby William Weir. Lorraine, H. Welter, MD. Jesse Williams. Charlie Williams. Dale Williams. Tara Marie Wall. Voice. Sharon Woods and Bruce White.
We'd like to invite all of you to join us outside for the tree lighting. So if you proceed out past the entrance here and down the steps, we'll see you outside.
Well, I'm going to start. I just want to thank everyone again for coming. Rossmoor is always one of our most beautiful trees. We did miss a name. I want to apologize. John Durst is also someone very important. So again, these candles, you're allowed to keep them. If you'd like to, we do take them back and we will recycle them. But again, I'm just very, very honored that all of you are here. And I would like to present to you the Rossmoor Tree of Lights.
Oh, no. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Tree.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, that's beautiful.
Pretty.
So what I tell everybody is pick a light up on the tree. That will be your light.
Okay.
And every time you come by here today or tomorrow or throughout the season, you can look up and that is your light. I thank you all so much for supporting us and being here. And I'm just very, very grateful that all of you are here. We are going to have some cookies and wine in the other room up here if you'd like to stay. And as I said, if you want to keep the candle, please keep the candle. But if you want to, we will recycle them. Again, thank you so much for being part of our annual Rossmoor Tree of Lights.